Hey, good morning, guys. It's actually 2 days after the investigation in Gettysburg. I ended up having to stay a couple extra days for some personal reason. I wasn't feeling so hot. But I wanted to tell you what just happened. I'm not over it yet. Kind of shocked that that happened. I actually had to move over to the parking lot here at the Jenny Wade house. It startled me so bad. I wasn't even going to do a Joe Pro video. I kind of thought with all the Facebook Live stuff that, that was probably enough. You guys are probably sick of seeing my ugly mug, so I don't want to do anything. But I am going to do one today. I'll show you the downtown because we certainly didn't get to go over that, what the shops look like. And maybe I can convince Maria to go down to the Dobbin Inn. They have a dining area downstairs that used to be a Civil War hospital. It's really cool. But there's no lights down there. It's all candlelit. Food is atrocious. Just absolutely atrocious. But the setting is so cool, and it's got good memories. So I'd like to kind of go down there and maybe show it to you guys. But anyway, my point of this is, every day that I'm here in Gettysburg, I do the same routine. I get up super early. They have a Dunkin' now. Woohoo! Right here, man. Gettysburg runs on Dunkin'. I'm so excited. I get coffee and I cruise the battlefield, always in search to see if, it's just relaxing out there for me. I really just enjoy it. So we were out there today driving through, and as we're passing through, as you can see, I got the window down. All of a sudden, I thought that somebody threw firecrackers at me, threw firecrackers at the van. We're driving slowly through the battlefields. I'm going to show you a video. I know what I'll do. I'll put the camera up on the window here and I'll drive through the battlefield and I'll post that. And if you guys see something, let me know what you see. I mean, it's dark back there and there's only, what the headlights can catch. But I'll do that. I'm sorry. I'm a little choked up from this whole thing. So anyway, we're driving through and I thought, and it always goes that way too. Because I was going to pull the camera out. And I thought, people are sick of seeing my face. They're not going to want to see another Joe Pro video for a couple days till something else is going on. So I didn't. I had it literally next to me, and that's when they always do their thing. So we're driving, and all of a sudden, I honest to God thought somebody threw, a pack of those Black Cat firecrackers at the van. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And bam, 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 bam. It was musket fire. Literally musket fire. Like I drove through some little timeline of them doing their battle. And that's happened before in the exact same area out at one of the monuments. 5 years ago, we were out there and we heard the gunfire. We heard a cannon for real. And then we heard someone yell, "Charge!" And it wasn't actually charge. It was like a battle cry. And so I don't know if we walked through a little, time loop worm or something, but man, that flipped me out. There literally was, I don't know what I did, but it was crazy. So I'll do a Joe Pro today. I'll get it up by tonight. I do want to show you the downtown, and I am going to put the camera right up here on the mounted thing I've got, and I'll drive through the battlefield in the dark. And if you guys see something, let me know. Pay attention. I'll have to do it in spurts. I try to do it in 3-minute spurts. It's easier to upload. So I'll do 3-minute stop, 3-minute stop, because it takes a few minutes to get to the battlefield. And if you guys see something cool, let me know if we catch it. You just never know. This particular ghost hunt has been the most intense one I have ever done in Gettysburg. The house, we had 4 people abandon the house in the middle of the night. That's just crazy. It is the most random... Man, I'm feeling choked today. I don't know what the heck's going on. Okay. What that was. The house is the most random haunted house I've ever been in. I know, Jack. Back up, please, honey. The most random haunted house I've ever been in my life. It was so haunted. Every single room in the house had a different entity or 5 or 6 entities. And there was no rhyme or reason to the house. Mrs. Smith be upstairs, dead babies downstairs, soldiers on the left, friggin' coffins on the right. I don't know. It was just insanity. And I've never had people abandon, the house before, or, one of my investigations. I thought for sure if someone's going to abandon it, it'd be Waverly Hills, for God's sakes, but they didn't. It was this one. Man, that light is flickering. That's the overhead van light. That's bizarre. So anyway, I mean, we're going to do the Gettysburg house again. You know, that was a really awesome investigation, but boy, God, I feel like I'm being choked. Bring your bravery, because ain't no joke in that house for sure. So we'll do it again. I hope you guys enjoyed the Facebook Live video. I tried to include everybody so they could see what the real investigation looked like. But man, that perfume thing that happened, I'll just reiterate if you're watching this for the first time. So we were downstairs, the room upstairs. We physically heard footsteps in that room. I'm like, well, who the heck ran upstairs? We're all down here. Nobody did. So Michelle, our investigator, Seidler, she said, hey, Joe, why don't we check it out? So I said, yeah, let's go. So her and I started to go upstairs. As soon as I got to the top of the stairs and turned to my right, I got hit in the face with the strongest scent of perfume I have ever smelled in my life. It was almost like someone took an entire giant vat of Costco perfume and threw it on the ground and smashed it. And it just enveloped the entire upstairs. Everybody came upstairs to see what that was because it was so strong. And it was like old lady perfume. So we tried to communicate with her, which you guys probably saw in the video, but I will never forget that in my whole life. That was insanity. I'm still not right from the house. You know, it was fun. We had a good time. I'll definitely come back, but whew, man, it was intense. So I'm going to do the video now of the drive through the battlefield. If you guys see something, let me know. Like I said, I'll have to do it in spurts so that the video's not so long. All right, here we go. I'm going to tell you guys this. There's random monuments in here. There'll be short, stumpy ones or tall ones that give off reflections off to your left and right. So try and keep that in mind when you're looking for something. Because they can sneak up on you, and in the dark, man, it can flip you out. Because sometimes they're carved in the shape of a soldier. So, you know, you got to keep that in mind when you're looking. I know there's a couple coming up here on the left and right. They're kind of short. If you're not paying attention, well, you think, oh, that's something. It isn't. It's just a monument. But those ones that are shaped like soldiers, man, they can flip you out when you're walking out in the middle of the night because you're like, holy cow, there's a soldier still with his gun drawn. See, like that one on the left-hand side, that's just a little monument that reflects. I don't want to give away the Lawson Secret location to drink my coffee and enjoy the morning, but we will pass it. It's what I do every single day that I'm here. I never miss an opportunity, ever. I like to just be in the energy of it. Man, that'd be cool if that friggin' firecracker thing happened again. Flip the dogs out, because it did sound like the pack of black cat fireworks. But it was absolutely musket fire. Because it didn't go off like a firecracker, but you know, when you're sitting in the dark, that's the first thing you think. You don't think, you know, there's musket fire, for goodness sakes. I didn't anyway. One of the couples who left their post, so to speak, at the investigation the other night that I talked about earlier, they said on the way out, they saw two soldiers crossing the street as they were leaving. That was not in the Gettysburg battlefield. That was on the way out from the house. That would have been a cool experience. If that happened right now, that would be so awesome. But, you know, some of those YouTube videos you see of the Gettysburg ghosts caught on camera over by the cannons and things like that isn't right in here in this area, so. I'm trying to watch the road and the camera at the same time, because sometimes, just because I can't see it physically, the camera picks it up because it uses a lens, you know. And there's a theory that, you know, what you see through the eye and the lens are different. Spirit can manipulate the lens better than they can the eyeball. How many minutes? Okay, I gotta stop the camera. Man, I still feel like I'm being choked. It's weird. There's nobody out here today. This area right here, the Spangler Springs, this is where we had the cannon fire 5 years ago. This is where we heard the charge out on the field to the left. That is actual Spangler Springs. Quick synopsis of Spangler Springs was, it was a gentleman's war for the Civil War. When they said fight, you fought. When they said stop, you stopped. Well, this was a slaughter at the Spangler Springs. I don't remember if it was the Confederates or Union who were camping out right there at that spring, but in the middle of the night, the other opposing side snuck up on them and slaughtered them and laid them out on the rocks. And that just wasn't done then. That was just atrocious. And so a lot of the spirit hang out there because they were murdered in cold blood, and that just didn't happen back then. A lot of monuments in here, so keep that in mind. As much as I love Gettysburg, I could never live here. And I'll visit 5, 6, 10 times a year if I can, but I could never live here. The energy is just so high. I know that Maria goes on about how New Orleans is the most haunted city in the world. No, it isn't. Most haunted city in the U.S., I should say. Gettysburg for me is it. I mean, that 53,000 dead, missing, or wounded in that 3 days left such a huge stain on this earth. And there's just so many lost soldiers who still think that they're fighting, don't even know that they died, such young kids. And every time I've been here, without fail, there has never been a time I haven't that there's spirit activity. Whether it's in a store, in a restaurant, in the hotel, which is very popular, or out here in the battlefield, or at the house that, you know, we did the investigation at, which was the most haunted house I think I've ever been in my life. Randomly weird haunted house. See, I thought I saw movement right up here, but it was probably just this right here reflecting back there. I thought I saw a guy, but it was probably just that monument. I gotta be honest with you, I'm still unnerved by that firecracker musket battle thing that happened on the side of the van. I'm not a big firework person anyway. I don't really like all that loud noise. You'll never see videos of me at 4th of July. I mean, maybe, you know, at a picnic or something, but fireworks display, no. I don't like loud noises like that. I know it's that dog energy I got. So, I don't know. Next tape. So anyway, the reason I was saying I don't like fireworks and I don't like loud noises was because I don't like that loud noise next to my ears, and that's exactly where it was. And so it startled me so bad because of the loud, boom, 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 boom. I'm still not over it. This investigation / trip has just been a trip. Wow. Yes, I know. What? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What? What's wrong? What? I don't see anything. What? Well, that's a brick wall. What do you see? What is it? What do you see? Well, I don't see nothing. I mean, I turned the camera, but it's just pitch black. You can't see anything. That's okay. All right, come on over here. Come on. All right, I got to set the 6 tape. I'll stop this one. I'll restart it. So, I want to tell this story. I've told it on interviews in the past because this is the most shocking thing that's ever happened in my life. I think it was 2 summers ago. Gettysburg is hot. Holy crap, hot in the summer. Even in the flippin' fall, it can get up to, 80 degrees. Maria and I were on this exact same road on a bright, sunny, hot day, driving through the battlefield. And right at this point, Maria was texting on her phone. I was driving, just enjoying the nice day. And right here to this, on my left, where this monument is, on the right-hand side, I saw a person walking across the field towards the monument on the left. And as I'm getting closer, I was trying to see who it was, and then I noticed that I could see right through him. He was very thin, and he had a Confederate uniform on. Union uniform. Union. And as he was walking up, the best way that I could describe what he looked like was the old school cartoons like Scooby-Doo or Super Friends and things like that. Whenever they would draw a male ghost or somebody who's turned invisible, the cartoonist would draw every single aspect of that particular character. You could see everything except they wouldn't add the color, giving this person's invisible. Well, as he crossed right directly in front of you where the battle fence is, right into this monument on the left-hand side, that's exactly what he looked like. I could see everything. His beard, his ratty hat, his clothes, everything, except there was no color to him at all. You could just see right through him. And that's exactly what it looked like. So he went and walked right into this monument, which I have stopped and looked at. It's a New York monument, so he must have, maybe it was happenstance he was heading towards that way, but that was right here. That was broad daylight. It was probably about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Never happened again. So I always try to go down here in case it ever does again, because that was crazy. And that's the thing about Gettysburg. Like I told the group this the other day, there's stuff all the time, 24/7. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You can be in a shop shopping, and you'll hear knocking. That's really popular out here. Or you can be out in the battlefield, you can be in your hotel. There is stuff all the time, 24/7, but you ignore it because you're like, well, it's not 3 o'clock in the morning. There's no ghosts out here. It's 3 in the afternoon. Man, it don't matter. There is always something. So thanks for going to the battlefield with me. I'll film the rest of this. We're coming up to some civilization out here. Right here to the right is the high school, which I know that when they were building that high school, they said that some of the mounds of dirt that they had to level to put the school up, come to find out it wasn't mounds of dirt, it was mounds of soldiers that they had put into a mass grave. So, crazy stuff. Well, downtown Gettysburg. Super excited with Maria here. She's my special guest for the day.
Hi. Hi.
Now, we're not Facebook Living. We're Joe Pro adventuring.
There's a new store here.
See, she's already disinterested in my show.
There's a new store here. Halloween show, costume Halloween show.
Are you going in?
Yeah, can I?
You certainly can.
All right,
You don't
you
need
gonna
my
walk around
permission.
and talk to everybody?
Yeah, I'll talk to everybody.
Yeah, after about $1,500.
Anyway, So we are downtown, and I wanted to mention something. Right behind me is the Gettysburg Circle. Now, it is said that during those 3 days in 1863... Hi! We got somebody saying hi to the show, so that's super exciting. Anyway, in that circle in 1863, that during the battle, while everything was going really rough out there, that blood literally trickled down these streets and underneath the stores and underneath the houses, and got people sick because it had become poisonous and it would waft up underneath the wooden floorboards. That's how much, I mean, you know, the battlefield's like a good 2 miles that way. So it's just unbelievable that that amount of blood shed could happen. And I'll tell you what, you know, I'm not a fan of the downtown circle here. It is extremely loud. You can never hear yourself think, and it's very always backed up. They have that stupid roundabout thing. And people, you know, we got talking about this the other day. You know, when I did my driver's test, they didn't show me how to do a roundabout. I mean, it's not rocket science. You certainly figure it out. But for some people, it is rocket science. And they have no idea what to do. So it just backs everything up worse. But I wanted to show you the downtown. I'll continue on and maybe show you some of the stores. But thanks for joining me. I'm so thankful for my beautiful wife, Maria, to come on the show, to show support. Yes, I lost her already going into a store, but still. See Mama? Where that Mama? Oh, she's busy.
Oh, okay.
You better not pester her. Come
I
on.
just got an appointment.
I'm not carrying you, you goof. Oh, there they go. All right, Hound. You let them have the business. So anyway, Mercury is ready to go into retrograde because I've had nothing but technical issues trying to film today. I'm trying to show you the downtown, and it's been nothing but mishap after mishap. So I filmed the same street like 3 times, so I apologize. You know what? They should video. Stay over here, dogs. I will karate chop 6 puppies today. Yes, I will. Yes, I'm not carrying you, you hound of justice. You see how loud it is down here? Holy cow. I love Gettysburg, but man, that's loud. So talk to our audience here. Was there anything worth a hoot?
I got a little Brighton bag.
Brighton bag? Oh, hey.
I'll tell you what it is.
I didn't even see the bag.
It's just a little, she had a clearance. It's kind of summery, you know, I'm a summer person. It's got a little thing.
Well, that's very nice.
So,
Little anchor.
Yeah. It reminds me of summer, even though it's fall.
Hey, can I ask you a question though?
Yeah.
Because earlier I said I wanted to stop and get myself a piece of ghost equipment, and you said we couldn't afford it.
Well, this was $29 compared to $500.
But how do we know mine's not $29?
I know it's not. You just bought 2 cameras this summer. We're still paying on those.
But you bought 10 bags this summer.
No, I didn't.
Did
Oh,
you?
I did, but those are for resale.
Did you?
Those are we're selling at the psych fairs.
You got an answer for
I did buy
everything.
10 bags, that's right.
Are you going into the one guy shop you got the chandelier in?
But, no, we don't have to.
Okay. So what are you on the hunt for?
Not that I'm really not on the hunt for Harlem. Down.
Did we ever go in this one?
That is his.
Oh, okay. There's a Hound Store or something. Be nice to puppies. Puppy love. See that shirt? It's a girl shirt though, but... Ooh, a ghost! I knew it. Oh, we lost Mom already. I thought you weren't going in that store, Maria. All right. Again, did Lincoln stay at the Lincoln Hotel?
Sure.
Maria.
So did Donald Trump.
No, this is the Lincoln Hotel. If I'm depending on Miss Historical there, I actually have no idea if he stayed here or not. I do know out on the battlefield he gave his Gettysburg address. We'll go up here. There's got to be something that says something. We're gonna wait. She's waiting on us. Can you give me more historical facts, Maria, about Gettysburg?
In 1863, the Civil War was fought here.
Yep.
Scarlett O'Hara was 2,000 miles away,
Is that what happened?
outside of Atlanta, Georgia.
No kidding.
Little did they know what was happening up here in Gettysburg until news made it all the way down to Tara. Scarlett's biggest issue was trying to get back to Tara from Atlanta.
You know, you used to be really good when put on the spot. What
I'm
happened?
telling you the history.
Yeah, you're telling me the
Gone with the
history of the
Wind.
Gone with the Weenie
Gone with the Wind. It's an accurate account. There was a woman named Scarlett, I'm sure, somewhere.
somewhere. There was Scarlet Fever. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, you're looking at this, they got a Starbucks here.
Uh-oh.
They don't usually let chain restaurants come in historical areas.
Well, anybody drinks that swill. They drink Dunkin'.
Wow. There's nobody in there, is there?
See? People know the good stuff.
Yeah, they opened up the Dunkin' downtown.
Yeah, buddy. I've been there every day.
Down there. They got a new restaurant.
It's always noisy down
called
here.
Upper Crust.
All right.
That's new. They really do need some better restaurants.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
I mean, we were driving out today, and Joe says, "Where do you want to eat?" And I can't think of a darn place. That's why I know where I don't want to eat. And I named off all the places,
Which is half of the Gettysburg.
which is most of the places. So we tried a new restaurant. It wasn't too bad.
Mm-hmm.
But our hotel has a good dining. But you didn't want to drive back that far. We'd have
Yeah.
to go to another city if you want to eat here. Let me just say that.
Oh, Mishi. All right. Well, thank you for your expert advice. Hey, I need that sign right there.
Keep walking. There's other things to see.
Good old Abe, honest Abe, helping a guy out. He never.
Looks like Andy Williams.
Yeah,
Doesn't it look like Andy Williams, that old singer from the 60s?
sure.
Still with the Osmonds. Oh, there's a piece of history for you.
One of these buildings over here have actual bullet holes from the Civil War in it, and you thought it was. It's right there. I see it.
Oh, yeah.
That's actual from the battle itself, right there. There's a bunch of them, but they did a
There's
paint
one over
job.
here, too.
At the David Wills house had some, but they just redid that. Yeah, I'm coming. Yep.
Now, legend has it at the Jenny Wade house, you know, the bullet, the fatal bullet that went through
Shot
her.
her.
If women go in and stick their finger in that bullet hole in the door there, they'll get married or get proposed to in a year.
Yeah,
Amanda did that when she came on our tour.
That's right.
And she ended up getting married that year.
that's right.
And
It does work.
And I want to say her sister did too, but I'm not sure.
Now, but there's a counter to that too, though, right? There was a.
Men can't do it.
Yeah. Poor guys. We always get snatched.
Well, maybe some guys don't want to get married.
Well, no, I mean not even that, but like the actual beam from the Witch Museum from 1692. If guys touch it, they have bad luck. Girls touch it, they have good luck. Like we always getting.
These stories must have been written by women.
Yeah, I know. That SOB, he gonna have bad luck.
The greatest restaurant. I thought maybe that would be a good
Well.
place to stop.
Next time we're in town.
And you could have ate outside.
Yeah. Yeah, but those chairs are always hard and unforgiving. All right. Okay, this is the Davin Inn restaurant I was talking about, where you can go downstairs You eat in very low lighting and a candlelight. Now the food's terrible, but the atmosphere is unlike no other. It's really cool. Highly suggest you come and at least try it and have a drink. And they're known for their specialty drink, Rum Belly Rum Runners. You're only allowed 2 because they're so potent. And of course, every time we do an event, everybody has 2, and then the 2 drunks will do the investigation. How you doing? Good, how are you? Good, thank you. Very haunted area as well. Worth your time for sure. Very exciting place, very cool. Like I said, food's no good, but the atmosphere is unlike any other. It's a lot of fun, so I do highly suggest you try it out. And now you see why I don't want 3, Mishy? What am I gonna do? I gotta haul these 2 around as it is. And let me guess, there's enough room in there for 3, blah, blah.
I didn't say anything.
No, but that's what you're thinking. That's not what I'm thinking. So this is the other end of town, the better end. We've had many a bad meal in that place, huh, Mishy?
Yeah. Well, like I said earlier, Gettysburg doesn't really have many places to eat.
Not known for their cuisine?
No, not at all. Probably one of the worst places in the United States to find food. And you know, we're foodies. Yeah. We travel to eat. We will drive to Texas.
We will for barbecue.
At Rudy's gas station.
You are right about that.
But I mean, when you live in New Orleans part of the time, you got such good food, it's hard to eat anywhere. You know, it's hard to enjoy food other places when you have the best food.
Kind of like being cruise ship food all the time?
It's sometimes not even worth eating. I mean, not even worth the calories. Just go and have a Coca-Cola, you know.
Yeah. Well, my point of that is that while the food wasn't the best, the atmosphere downstairs is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a night. You're paying for the experience.
Yeah.
You know, you're paying for a piece of bread with some deli meat from Kroger's. You know, $14.95 plus tax, to sit in a beautiful little tavern that was around 150 years ago, and then you could only sit in candlelight.
Yeah.
So you're paying for the experience, but they do have these drinks called Rum Belly Runners, and they limit them to 2, and they're filled with rum. And really, all you really need is 1.
Well, that's why they limit you to 2.
Yeah, that's something else. Now that's probably worth going if you're a drinker.
Yeah, well, you guys, I was telling my fans here, my friends, that every time we have an event, everyone pushes the 2 limit because they want to have it. Now that has bad memories right there, or you know.
Yeah, somebody was drinking tequila shots, and making out with a girl from North Carolina.
Right, enough.
There's your friend.
Okay, she is not the pack leader, so I'm gonna cut out right now. Holly, what were you saying, Maria? Oh, I'm moving. Lots of ghost stuff down here because it is the most haunted city of the U.S. I'm 100% certain of it. Now, speaking of ghosts and speaking of problems, this right here, this used to be the Holiday Inn. Marie and I were contacted by our publicist, but not our publicist yet, back at Travel Channel in 2008, who was a publicist for Ghost Adventures when that show was first starting out. And they asked us if we'd like to come down and be part of the Halloween special for them. And we jumped all over that. And we got to investigate over here on the left. What was it? Is it the Farnsworth? Okay. We got to investigate there. Now, when we were filming during the day, I came outside and was talking to a lot of the crew, and they all had like these bloodshot eyes, and they were just totally wore out. I was like, what is wrong with you guys? And they're like, we're staying at the Holiday Inn. It's now the 1863 Inn of Gettysburg, and they had said that there was so much activity in the Holiday Inn there, they weren't getting sleep. They were getting harassed at night. You know, sheets get pulled off the bed. What?
I'm gonna go in there.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. I'm still talking. Headless soldiers in the closets. Just insane activity. So if you really want a haunted hotel, I would definitely stay here at the inn. What is it? 1863 Inn of Gettysburg. Used to be the Holiday Inn. If you could have seen that crew, oh my goodness, they were just absolutely bloodshot, wore out, weren't getting sleep at night because they were getting harassed all night, things walking up and down the hallway. And I think if you kind of Google it and even look up like Holiday Inn Gettysburg ghost stories, it's just crazy activity. And with it being here, I 100% believe it too. Yeah, it's Monday. I saw some of the restaurants closed too. Now you might want to pay attention even when I'm filming outside, man. You just never know. Like if you see something that looks like a soldier, ghost of, then you never know here. Because it could be. I've seen more spirit ghost things here in Gettysburg than anywhere on earth I've ever been in my life. And you know, they come out of the blue, like this store up here. The reason I'm even filming right now is this one on the left is the one that has random stuff that you could buy. I saw a soldier standing in there. I thought it was a mannequin in the back. And so I went around the other way to kind of avoid walking past him because it kind of creeped me out. I was like, what is this dude waiting in here for? So I came around the glass counter on the other side and there was no dude. So very, very strange place. It's not this one. Which is the one that has all that stuff for sale? Remember the stuff? Oh, it's up here. Sleepy Hollow Ghost Tours, the store before it. That's it. And as I said before, this is where the streets ran red with blood during those 3 days. And it got underneath the houses and made people sick. That's just crazy energy. Crazy. This is it right here. It's like an antique store, but you know, I don't think I would ever own nothing. A scary clown. I don't even. This is like on the honor system. Well, I don't know about that. You'd be taking a chance getting stuff like this. Hey, don't throw up on my coat, old dog. I bet you.
You want me to walk the dog?
No, you can't go in. It's closed.
Oh, but you can deposit the money.
Yeah, it's an honor system thing. Yeah.
Is there anything you want?
I do not.
You want a ghost?
I do not want free ghost with every purchase. And here we are at the Farnsworth. This is where, isn't that cool? This is where we investigated that first time and then ended up changing my life the second time I investigated here. That upstairs window right there. Hold on, let me zoom in on that. I'm gonna go over to the Jenny Wade house, but that's the one they thought was responsible for the sniper rifle that killed Jenny Wade, the only civilian killed in battle. She was baking bread for the soldiers, and we'll walk down by her house in just a minute. So we're gonna walk that way now. So this is the Jenny Wade house that I was mentioning earlier. Jenny Wade was baking bread for the soldiers right around that side of the building there. And the bullet went through the door and straight into her back, killing her instantly. This place is crazy active. We've investigated here several times. And there's Jenny Wade there. Oh, never mind. Anyway, so we've had a lot of activity here. And over here is the cellar. Now, if you watch any of the major shows, Ghost Adventures, the old Ghost Hunters, things like that, right down here in the cellar is where her father, and they have that mock-up of Jenny laid out, you know, exactly how it looked that particular day. That's down in that cellar. We investigated down there, and there's a lot of dark energy down there. I guess her father wasn't a very nice guy, and he pokes and prods, and very interesting. One of our investigators who comes on my events a lot, she had gotten a reading that she was an old Civil War soldier from here, and she actually has a birthmark on her face that the psychic had told her, Midge Miller, that that's where she had gotten shot and killed. Well, you know, you kind of take psychic stuff with a grain of salt depending on who says it. So we get down there directly in that cellar right there, and like every time Amanda would hold the K2 meter, it would go off, but every time I held it, nothing. So I set it in front of her and we started asking questions, and she told me the story about being told that she was a Civil War soldier and that's where she was shot and killed. So I said, are you one of, you know, Amanda's platoon. Do you know who she is? That thing went insane. And she would ask questions about, you know, being a soldier, and it would only answer to her. So, you know, you can't fake that stuff. You know, I can't make the K2 go off. It did it on its own, but it would only answer to her, and it only answer about when she was a soldier here. So, you know, a little history there and a little bit of past life stuff. So kind of cool. This over here is the orphanage, which again, if you watch any of the shows, you know that the kids that were kept in there were treated cruelly, and it looks like I can't remember what her name is, the cruel orphanage lady is still down in the basement, and we were down there, and definitely highly active. This whole thing, just a crazy city, crazy haunted. I highly recommend you get a chance to come here, do it. We come, my goodness, 6-7 times a year, and as you saw on the Facebook Live, you know, we did the investigation out there at the Lookout House. It's just insane activity. Just the most haunted house I think I've ever been in.